I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to make this Mandala Moon Pendant. It's very, very simple, looks great on a single strand of pearls using a Lunasoft, hence the moon, and we're using a netting to create a mandala style that we bring together. If you do need any materials, go ahead and look below the video in the description and hit that show more button. We'll put links back to our website. Gather up your materials on your bead on it board and let's get ready to get started. So to begin our cabochon bezel here, we're going to be using the RounDuo minis, which I apologize, my mouth's a little mess, tipped it over, of course. RounDuo minis, 2mm pearls, some 11/0 seed beads, 15/0 seed beads, and then a couple 8s for the back. We're using the RounDuo mini to create a base that our beautiful Lunasoft cab is going to sit on. This Lunasoft cab here is a 24mm cab. You can use a cabochon that's 25, 26mm because it's a netting and it's pretty forgiving. Right here I have 6 of my RounDuo minis on my thread and needle, along with an 8/0 between each one. I'm working with a size 11 needle and I have size 8 white dragon thread in my hand here. I'm going to tie this into a loop here. That's going to be the very back or the base of the piece itself. Once you have that 6-pointed RounDuo section, you're going to step up from hole number 1 to hole number 2 of the RounDuo. Stepping up from hole number 1 to hole number 2, we're going to add another row of our RounDuo minis. This time we're putting an 8/0, a RounDuo mini, and an 8/0 between each of our second holes of our RounDuo mini that we put on first. This is going to add another 6 RounDuo minis on, again, that are creating the base for our cabochon. Now, if you want to do a Rivoli or a different size cabochon, all you really have to do is once you make this one, kind of measure it out and see exactly how many. If you need 5 of your RounDuo minis, if you need 7 of them, so you can just increase the amount of the RounDuo minis. Here again, I'm going the whole way around, adding in 6 new RounDuo minis with an 8/0 on either side. And as you get back to the beginning here, you're going to add the last one in. And you're going to go back through hole number 1 of the first RounDuo your thread was coming out of. Step up into that first 8/0 and into the first hole of the RounDuo that you've added in row 2. That creates our nice base that this is going to sit on. Again, if you want to change it up, just kind of look and see exactly how many you need to go around that outer edge because you want it to almost be touching the very outside of that cabochon. From here, we're going to do another row of netting and then 2 more as well. So we are going into the second hole of the second row of our RounDuo minis. And in between each one, we're putting 2 15s, 2 11s, and 1 of our 2mm pearls. And then the same thing going the opposite direction. So again, 2 15s, 2 11s, 1 2mm pearl, 2 11s, followed by 2 15s, and then into the next hole of the next RounDuo mini. It's a very easy, very simple netting that we're going to keep creating and get 4 more of those little loops going around. As we finish what looks like a mandala set here of our netting, you're going to go back into the second hole of that RounDuo that we were coming out of, that we kind of stepped up into. And you are also going to go through that first here. I'm going to come out of here. Going from that first to that second hole. We're going to go into that first to 15, and our 11 and our pearl. And step on out. Now that we're here, we're going around the outer edge and we're going to do another section of netting. This netting here will start to curve around our piece and go towards the front of the design. And guess what that netting is? It is a repeat of the same. So I need to get out some more of my 15s here. We're going to be using that nice bright light colors. And we're continuing on. So 2 15s, 2 11s, 1 pearl, followed by 2 11s, 2 15s into the pearl of the next little mandala flower petal of the next netted section. Keep going around, and again, this is what's going to come towards the interior as we pull and add even more netting around. After you finish up that first little pearl point, we're going to do a second one for this next row of mandala. You can see that I've already started doing that next little ridge and row of my petals here. It is 2 15s, then instead of 2, we're doing 3 of our 11-Os, 1 of our pearl, and then 3 11-Os, 2 15s. Just like we did on the previous row, we're hooking into basically the last bead that was at the center, which in this case is our pearls. So again, 1 and 2 of our 15s, 3 11s, 1 of our 2 millimeter pearls, 1, 2, 3 11s, 1 and 2 15s. You're then going on to the next pearl. When you get back to the beginning here, you're going back through that same pearl that your thread was originally coming out of when you started this row, which it can be a little tight here. And once again, we're going to step up. So last time we stepped up into the pearl, this time we're stepping up again into the pearl. So we're going to end up coming out of the pearl of the row that we just completed. So we're going the whole way up here through those 3 11s up to the pearl, and that gets us right to the top. You can see how this mandala look is really going to create a nice netting as we pull those pearls towards the front to connect them all along the top here. As you continue to build your little mandala bezel here, you can see I got excited. I forgot to record. So I'm just kind of pulling them away so you can see. But what we're going to be doing is catching on to all of our pearls that sit at the top of the piece that we just finished with that second row of our pearls. Connecting that second row of pearls, we're going to be doing 1 15, 1 11, 1 2 millimeter pearl, 11 and 15. You're going to sew from one pearl to the other doing so, putting in your Lunasoft cab or your cabochon as you do so. And as you do so, you can see here, as I pull that I've already beaded, you're going to pull it nice and tight, and that goes right around that cabochon, creating a nice, simple, easy netting that really shows off the design. So again, you're attaching to all of your pearls, just doing a 15, 11 pearl, 11, 15, and all the way around. The last step I'll do is to reinforce before coming out to my outer edge. As you finish reinforcing that center, you're going to work your needle and thread back toward the side here. Nice tight pull going through that pearl along the outer edge. And here's where you can decide if you want to decorate the outer edge from pearl to pearl. If you want to go from pearl to pearl, you can pick up some of your seed beads and go right from one to the other, sewing into the pearl, or adding, even if you want to, a little gemstone along those 6 holes. As I go around the mandala and add in the sides for mine, again, you don't have to. I'm just adding another one of those little combinations of the pearls, doing 1 15 followed by 2 11s, followed by 1 2 millimeter pearl, 2 11s, 1 15, and sewing to the next 2 millimeter that's in place here. Shaking that through, and if you need to, you can kind of tug on your needle with your plier as you go along that outer edge. It'd be nice if I went through the correct one rather than jumping to the other. I'll have to take my needle off and go into that outer edge here along the side. You're going to do that the whole way along the side if you want to, and then we get ready to create our bail. After finishing the outer edge of this beautiful pendant, what we're going to do is, coming out of one of the sections that we just added here, I'm coming out after the 11-0 seed beads, and I'm adding 12 more 11-0 seed beads. I'm going to turn to the back of the piece, and I'm sewing through the RounDuo mini first hole from the opposite side and coming toward the project. That's going to link that across the top and do a little loop. Right here, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So I'm doing one less seed bead. We're going to go underneath that loop so that the thread's coming through the bottom. And we're going to go to the front to the 11-0 seed beads and once again go through. I'm taking my needle and thread then straight through the pearl and through the 11-0 seed beads as well. And what that's doing is just creating this little crisscross of a design. Your pearls then that you're stringing into a necklace are just going to go right along the back through that crossing design, and it'll hold on really, really simply. I'm going to reinforce this as well. If you want to, you can also do a joining here at the middle of bead number 6 and join those two. I'm again just doing that crisscross. So here I'm going to go back up through my piece here, up through all the 11s, reinforce. Oops, be nice if it was the right needle. Reinforce, and then just have it be tied off somewhere towards the back. When I sign, or when I take it towards the back and knot it, what I'm going to do is bring my thread and needle towards the back, towards those RounDuo minis that created that excellent little bezel. And we are going to knot it somewhere down here along the start. Going in here, I'm reinforcing along those 11 seed beads as well, making sure that I don't miss any, because then one of those seed beads is going to stick out kind of like a sore thumb. Anytime you're reinforcing, make sure you don't miss anything. Then going down here. And here's where it's going to be important that you have a small enough needle to go through that pearl again so you don't break it. If you feel some tension going through there, do not pull. Switch to a smaller needle or take your thread and needle back a different way. From here, coming through, I'm going to scoot to the back and just sneak over to the back through that RounDuo mini. That's there. Step down into the interior of that RounDuo mini. Step into the interior even more, going through the next 8-0 and the next RounDuo mini. Downgrading through the RounDuo mini on the interior. And through the 8-0s along here till I get my thread end back together, and then we simply tie them off to complete the pendant. Again, it has that nice little kind of crisscross bail, perfect for a simple strand of 2mm pearls to fit on through to hang this delicate pendant. After you tie off your thread ends here at the back, you can take your thread zap or thread burner and burn those thread edges down along the project. The nice thing is, because it's the back of a project, you don't have to separate out the threads. You can just burn them right along here. And after you string your pearls, I would suggest stringing them on just a simple clasp that you can get through that pendant. That way you can wear it by itself or attach it on. This Mandala Moon Pendant is done and simple and gorgeous. You can use this pattern again for lots of different designs, and I can't wait to see which colors and which patterns you do in our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making. Make sure to post your pictures as well. Thanks so much for joining me in creating this Mandala Moon Pendant. Remember, you can change it out to all different things if you don't want that Moon Lunasoft cab look. You can change it out for any sort of cabochon, a check cabochon, a gemstone cabochon, and just that mandala netting that we creates that nice bezel, with the RounDuo minis being a fast and easy base. Remember, if you do need any materials like those RounDuo minis, go ahead and look below the video in the description. Hit that show more button and it'll get you links back to our site. If you haven't yet, hit that little subscribe button and let us know in the comments what you want to see in our videos. As always, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned, Potomac Beaders, for more inspirational videos.